Fino again. Today I'm going to be covering about choosing a uni. If you've looked at my going home or going away video, and if you looked at previously my choosing a course, you will have noticed that I've covered pretty much on what should be going into choosing a uni. I'm going to try not to cover them, so I'm going to try and force you to watch the other two videos so I can stack them views, but I'm going to cover some things that I didn't cover in the other two. So I'm going to do in reverse order. So firstly, industry links. Choosing a university that has good industry links is, I'm going to say, a basic requirement. You don't want to choose somewhere that has really poor industry links, because usually most universities implore you to take a work experience section, whether it can be the whole year and in a sandwich course, or if you're doing it for a few months or a few weeks in your free academic course. They want you to have some experience in the workplace to help you build your CV so you're competitive for the workplace. It's important then to choose somewhere where they have links to other places that you may not necessarily easily get into, but at least are aware of what's going on. So make sure that happens. Choosing somewhere where you're going to fit in. This can be important. Not everyone wants to be a pioneer, as it were. Choosing somewhere where the demographic suits you is very important. I know I've kind of hushed my tone here because there is a seriousness to it. If you are, and I'm going to use the most extreme example here, a very dark, strongly accented Ghanaian man who may not necessarily just come to the country, but are definitely looking to do something in the country and study, is moving very far up north where it's known for strong racism and anti-immigration stance. Is that somewhere where you want to spend your next 3 years? I doubt it. I'm not saying everyone in the north is racist either. There are not lovely people from the north. I, for one, have met them. But if you do your research and the research tells you, hey look, people are not going to be nice to you here for the sole reason of your skin colour, even in 2014 or 2015, 2016, whenever you're going to study, it's probably best that you not go there and immediately cross off all the universities from that list. Another thing is, in terms of demographic, if you're an older student, how many older students are going to that uni? If you don't want to stand out, it's probably not advised that as an older student, like say, I'm talking like 30s or 40s, that you go to somewhere where it's mainly 19-year-olds, because although yeah, you can go home to your family, assuming you have one, I'm assuming you want to feel comfortable there. You want to be somewhere where you can have people who can relate to your ideas and your experiences, because it can be a bit awkward where you're as old as the tutor and you're going to reference a TV show and no one understands it, because then you'll feel alienated. So look at a university that say matches or is very close to your age bracket, or an age bracket that you identify. I know there are some of you 30-year-olds out there who pretend you're 19. That's you, innit? Choosing a respected uni, that's another one. People are snobbish, and say you went to a really bad university, going into the industry, having a university that people respect is definitely something that you should consider, because it can feel like a dead weight that you've just gone and spent 4 years somewhere to come up with a piece of paper and 4 years worth of knowledge and skills, but nobody wants to listen to you. Sad to say it happens. So make sure that you think of a uni that is at least respected in terms of industry links, or at least is brushing up its image. So even if you come straight out of uni and you don't have a job, but you think about it in say a year after, they will be like, hey look, that's a great uni. Because pretty much people base their foundations on what is happening now. They don't think of what happened 20 years ago when they're picking up your CV necessarily, unless they were around. It's pretty much what's in the news now, what's on the tables now. Choose somewhere that is benefit to your future. It's your future. Choose somewhere where the course is great at the uni. I myself chose a university that wasn't necessarily the best in the league tables, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But once I broke it down and looked at the specific course where it was going to be in the tables, it was a lot better than what the university was overall. And that's important. It's no good just choosing a university for a blanket statement. It's what is going to apply to you. Yes, you might be going to, example, Oxford, but if you're going to study something that Oxford isn't dedicating a lot of its resources to, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to struggle. You're going to have to spend a lot of money getting your own resources when they don't have the books in the library, and that's a pain, let's face it. If you have to do extra work on top of your work, spending more time doing work that you don't have to do or shouldn't have to do, it's going to cause stress, it's going to cause worry, and exceptionally time consuming. So think of that. Like I said earlier with league tables, on the league tables it usually breaks down like student satisfaction and its teaching style. There are the two main ones that I know of anyway are research based universities and teaching based unis. This is important because it will break it down into what you're gonna do on the course and what you're expected to get from the tutor. And if you go to a research based one, don't expect to be in lectures all day every day, because research based universities, they expect you to do the research, expect you to do the homework, and fundamentally it's going to be coursework based rather than exam based. So if you're someone who excels in exams, this university may not be for you, particularly if you struggle with coursework. On the other hand, it works the same for academic unis. You can probably do more lectures than anybody else, but you are going to learn stuff. You might be expected to put in a bit more essays and do an exam at the end of the year, or say every month or every 3 months. Whenever the course chooses to throw an exam at you, you're going to expect it to do those. So if you are comfortable with revising, have great exam technique, then these unis are for you. That does not mean that a degree from academically based taught uni or a degree from a research based uni are two different leagues in themselves and one is more valuable than the other. That's not the case. Scrap that idea. A degree is a degree at the end of the day. If you've worked hard for it and you say you've got the first or the 2-1, or some places do accepted 2-2s, if you've got the grades, it's good for you, let's face it. If you've got the grades, you've got the degree, it's going to benefit you. Most people would recommend that if you do have a 2-2 or a third, that you retake. It's a lot harder to get to like very respectable jobs with a 2-2 or a third. That being said, with your foot up, knowing that what you're going to have to do again in the 3 years or the 2 years or the 1 year, whatever, retake. Might cost a bit more, but who's going to care if you have a better grade and you can get a better job, really. So that's me. And then my tips on finding a uni. To conclude, look at somewhere where the demographic area suits you. Look at somewhere where the course fits your style. Choose somewhere where it's respectable in terms of industry links. And choose somewhere which is relevant to the course. They're my 4 main tips. You choose those and you think about those when you're selecting, when you're on UCAS, or if you're doing privately. Think of those. Just think about what you're going to be covering, and if you haven't already, take a look at my choosing the course video. The 2 interlink. As you can see, they're kind of wearing the same clothes. I've kind of like recorded them one after the other, and choose the best course that's relevant to you. Please, I'm begging you. Don't be one of those people that turns up, does 3 years, complains the whole time about how they don't fit in, how rubbish the course is, etc. Because everyone else usually likes the course, okay? They've done their research usually and they've chosen what they wanted to do and they're working hard at it. So do that. Please, begging you. Just save everyone's time, save your own time, save yourself the stress. Because uni can make you sick. It really can. So do something that you enjoy and don't mind getting sick over. Okay? So that's me, Dr. Dolfino. They're my tips on choosing a university. And I'm signing out.